Welcome back to All Things a Podcast. So there's an Amazon buy box bug. Find out what it's all about and how to fix it. New fees coming in as well. And on a lighter note, get some free dough balls, maybe some free cookies, and find out, is becoming a football referee the new side hustle for under 18s? So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Welcome back to All Things a Podcast. So Gage has been unwell. I think the clinical trials have finally caught up with him. So how are you feeling, Gage?
Yeah, not great. I'm starting to feel better today, but the bubonic plague trial was not worth the $2,000 a day.
Maybe,
Who would have thought?
I wish someone had told me.
maybe you didn't get the placebo after all. And Harry, fresh from your trip up Newbury Way.
Yes, yeah, I know. Yeah, made it down for the big game.
Yeah,
where NWX won. Yeah,
up the boys.
yeah, it was a good game. It was quite funny. Gage, you would have found it. Literally turned up. Must have been 10:30 in the morning, and all you can hear. I'd step out the car. I've always had noise, and it's just people banging drums. They've had like crates half empty. They've been on it since 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, so the other team we were playing, Kingsclear, they put on a coach from the village where the club's based up to Lambourne, which is about half an hour, 40 minutes away. And they filled it up with people from the village and obviously the players as well. They were all just massively getting on it. So we didn't have as many fans as they had, but it was fun.
It was funny because I mean they started really well. They probably started the better team, and then you guys went 2-0 up. And then it went 2-2, and they got really, really rowdy, and then ended up finishing 3-2, didn't it? It was quite close, really, for the second half.
Yeah, keeper saved a penalty as well.
Yeah,
which was,
that's very true. As you can imagine, like their opposition manager has come in a full suit to a Sunday League Cup final. The ref has been getting absolutely abused all game. Didn't help he was bald because that was just an easy insult. And and then the game they've won. And this kid, he must have been like 13 years old, 14 years old, absolutely smashed.
No.
Just gets a flare out and starts filming it on Snapchat.
No.
He's like, oh, kids clear are massive. And it was like, everyone's like, what is going on? You've just lost the cup final. So it was quite the experience, but a good win for NWX.
Yeah, so I played a grand total of 0 minutes. Super sub.
That sounds like a fun game. I mean, are you close enough where you can hear the insults to the referee?
Oh, yeah. Like, so there would be like a barrier that you stand behind, like you get in like parks.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the side of the pitch would be, literally from me to Ben now. So you can hear everything.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, it was really good fun. So we actually won. So there's a league where you play everyone twice. There's like 10 teams in the league or something. And on Sunday, because of another team not winning, we won the league and we won the cup. So that's like two bits of silverware in one day. And then we've got our second cup final this Sunday coming up. But it's your mum's birthday, isn't it?
It is indeed. Yeah, I didn't really want to reveal that because now people got my mum's maiden name, her birthday, all my security passwords. So maybe you don't look into that too much, guys.
I'm going to change all your security questions.
So I'm interested. Do the referees get paid on these Sunday league games?
Yeah, I think it's about 50 quid a game.
Okay. It's not bad.
Yeah, definitely. Like my sister did it while she was still at school. So on a Sunday, if you're working, if you're at school, you want extra money on the weekends. Well, you get paid cash. So whatever you do with that is up to you.
Yeah, and if you get paid 50 quid, I mean, if you're under 18, you're getting like £6-7 an hour. I mean, there's more
more than that because the games last.
I'm talking about in a regular job.
Oh,
if you're under 18, you're getting £6-7 an hour. I mean, 50 quid.
And you get excise as well.
Yeah. But the abuse, that's the only thing.
Yeah.
I can imagine it's pretty bad at a Sunday league game.
Yeah, well, for the Saturday team I've been playing a bit for, we actually, we had a female referee and she was like 17 but the managers before the game were like, look, just because usually obviously players mouth off at the ref and people watching do as well. And our manager was like, we've got a female referee who's 17, so do not give her any shit because, it's just out of order.
Yeah,
because when it's a 40-year-old ball bloke, it's like,
everything goes.
It's game on.
Yeah.
Because I think if you're a 40-year-old bald guy refereeing on a Sunday league game, you want the abuse. Like, you're going there like for the abuse, right? You're not going there for the 50 quid, probably. But if you're 17, yeah, you're going there for the money. But you're going there for the banter if you're a 4-year-old guy, right?
Yeah, so they even had linos and a fourth official. And he obviously, I think I overheard someone saying that he used to referee but only does the occasional one. I think he's retired now.
Yeah, but he's a local head teacher. I think he's been head teacher a lot of the local Newbury school. He's a really funny guy. Paul,
and he dealt with the opposite team, like the people on the bench were literally just like shouting, screaming at the ref. And he dealt with them all so well. He was just like winding them up, telling them basically to shut up and get in their own box. It was so good. Yeah.
I really want to go to a Sunday league game.
Because it was only just over an hour for you, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was only an hour. I think because Lambourne was a little bit closer for me. So I didn't know that. But yeah, only ended up an hour in the car. So it wasn't too bad.
Not too bad. So yeah, next season, if my legs are still going and still playing, if not, we all three of us can just be NWX fans. We can be the ultras.
We make a 5-a-side squad.
Yeah, we said this. We said I reckon we definitely need to do some sort of tournament, reselling tournament.
Yeah, definitely. 5-a-side. Get Mark, the Scouser. He can be our
hooligan.
Our hooligan. We'll get him really long, sharp studs, to pierce into people's ankles and stuff.
Really selling it for all the viewers.
Yeah. But yeah, it was very good fun. I've hit a bit of goal scoring form actually. So I had game Wednesday last week, which I scored in. Thursday I scored in.
Aren't you a defender?
Yes, but because I'm tall, basically, whenever there's like a set piece if we get a corner, it's where like there's time for people to get up from defence. It's like, right, Ben, just get up and make yourself make yourself a nuisance in the opposition box. And yeah, the old near post run and bullet header has come to fruition. So but unfortunately didn't get a chance to display that on Sunday because we had a centre back come in for it who's literally played semi-pro. So even if I played like to the best of my ability, if he has a shit game, he's still better than me. So I'm cool with it. But he's not available this weekend, so hopefully I'll slot back in and not make a fool of myself. But I'll have to let you know.
I was literally gutted that I said to Ben's girlfriend, I was like, you've got to have a recording of him scoring that goal because apparently he scored it and knee slided in front of all of the video people watching.
Yeah, I was like, this isn't going to happen again. Headed goal under floodlights, and in front of where the bar is, the ground, and I was just like, fuck it, I'm going to do a knee slide. And
I bet it looked epic.
Yeah, when I remember it in my head, it looks epic. I'm sure if you saw the video footage, you'd be like, "What's this guy doing?"
Well, the picture I have in my head, it's epic. So don't worry.
Yeah, there we go. Well, so it was 10:30 kickoff, so the game was done by like about 12:30, and then it was basically just everyone on the beers for the rest of the day. I've just come back from nursing a 2-day hangover. Thankfully, we do recordings on Wednesdays and not Monday or Tuesday because I may not have made it, but it was good fun, and we're doing it all again. This Sunday, hopefully bringing the NWX bringing the treble home. So we'll see how that goes. But one of our players actually went viral over the weekend as well. George Allen is a very, very good goalkeeper. He was at the Arsenal Bournemouth game. And when they do crowd shots, someone picked up on him. He's got like the most perfect jawline you've ever seen.
Oh my God, I saw this guy.
Did you?
I already know. The guy with like the box face.
Yeah,
with the most defined jawline.
Yeah, that is that's our normal keeper. He's been out a couple of months with a shoulder injury, but yeah, it was with the caption, "Bro's the mewing final boss."
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know what was even funnier? Ben sent it to me, and I said, I'll show you something even more strange." So obviously, it's very like the chance of that happening. The Emirates probably like 70,000 people. 1 in 70,000. Then this, it was like, just zoom out a bit. My dad was 2 rows below him.
No way.
So it was really weird.
Yeah, that guy's jawline is crazy though. I feel like you could, if you touched it, you'd cut your finger.
Yeah, so he's been all over like Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, and he's a really, really quiet guy. He's like the loveliest. He's one of the youngest people in the squad. But yeah, he's I would say he's taken it on the chin, but that'd probably that's just an easy one. But yeah, no, he was out with us on the Sunday night actually, and yeah, he was quite cool about it because the people like kicking off in the comments saying things like, "Oh no, like it's not his fault," and like don't take the piss out of his appearance. But I mean, it's a compliment.
It's
right?
a compliment, yeah.
Like, but most people want.
No one's going, "This guy's fucking ugly." They're going, "This guy's got the best jawline ever."
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it's
yeah.
it's
Exactly.
a compliment. But it's one thing like what we do is a lot of the time we try and go viral doing stupid shit and then it happens and then that's fine. But what happens when you go viral and you had zero intention of going viral? He was just there to watch the football game.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wonder how that kind of feels for him. I don't know how I'd feel about it because I'm, it's not deliberate.
Yeah, no, I think he's cool. He's like super laid back guy, and the only time I ever hear him shout is like because he's quite quiet on the football pitch. But as he's a goalkeeper, he can obviously see the whole pitch. Whenever like a through ball gets played that might be offside, he always just bellows "Lino!" like to try and get the linesman to flag offside, and that's literally it's terrifying when he does that. But most of the time, he's very, very quiet, unassuming guy, just with an absolute beast of a jawline. So. Yeah, shout out George if you're watching, which you undoubtedly aren't.
In my head, goalkeepers are like really aggressive, angry people, and they shout at all their defenders and shout abuse at the referee and stuff like that. So yeah, that's interesting for me. A referee that's not fucking.
God, gauge with the football anecdote.
Yeah, I don't know. I've got a few things up my sleeve.
Yeah, been studying so that you've got you can make small talk at weddings when.
Yeah. At the Argos warehouse. Yeah.
I felt really old last night because I was out with a couple of the guys I play six-a-side with watching the Champions League, and because apparently they're changing the whole format of it
that's right.
next season, and I was like, oh yeah, well the Champions League used to be two groups, so yeah, you got to have one group and got to put it into the other, and they're like, fuck, how old are you? I don't remember that at all. I was like, oh shit.
I don't even know that. No.
Do you know? Oh Christ.
Yeah.
But yeah, literally, it used to be one group stage, and then the top two of each group then went into another group before the knockout stage.
No, I didn't know that.
It was
No.
quite a cool format.
How long ago was that?
I'm gonna have to Google it. I'm pretty sure it was this side of 2000. When was
1989.
2003 ended.
Oh,
so,
okay, yeah. So it'd have been like 3 or 4.
I mean, disgraceful that you can't remember that. Yeah.
So speaking of you feeling old, back in your day, Ben, did you have anime girls performing at concerts?
No, I can't say I did. The closest to it would have been, do you know the band Gorillaz?
Yes.
Yeah, so they were like all cartoons, and when they first started performing, they'd literally just perform behind a massive, like big screen.
Wait, they're actual people.
Who knew? But no, can't say I ever knew anime band was a thing.
So recently at Coachella, one of the biggest music festivals in the world, I think, there was a anime girl, Hatsune Miku, performing. So she performed to a crowd of thousands of people, and she's not a human. She's just a piece of software that they just put lyrics into her, and then she just says it in like her own voice model. And she's like mega, mega famous in Japan. I keep calling her she, but she's not a person.
You've assumed its gender.
Yeah,
How
yeah.
weird.
So it's performed on a screen. They just put up a screen in Coachella, and they had live dancers and musician, like guitarists and drummers behind the screen, and then she's just dancing on the screen, and everyone's like, "Yeah, that's really cool." So,
What the hell?
So she's like really popular in Japan, right?
Yeah.
Like more popular than Beyonce in Japan. She gets 2 million Spotify listeners a month. So that's like huge, and she's not even real. And then she can perform anywhere at any time because she's just a piece of software.
It could perform multiple places at the same time.
Exactly.
But then who owns the identity of this person?
Just this company. Yeah, just this one company owns the identity of this person.
So do they actually feed the lyrics and stuff into the program, or is it like AI? Where
it's not an AI.
Okay.
It's Hatsune Miku. I think it's been around for like 10 years before AI was a thing. they just like made a voice for her, and they just type in the lyrics.
If it was an AI thing, that'd be funny because then the potential for it to go rogue
Yes.
would be pretty funny. Just start like swearing at the crowd and stuff.
Yeah, say something really racist or homophobic. Like they do get AIs to. There was a Microsoft AI, and they kept like feeding it horrible things, and then eventually it just became like really racist and anti-Semitic.
God.
So yeah, but interesting people would go and see her, and I did a bit of research before and watched a live video of her performing in Japan, and she, it's like a hologram this time. It's not just a screen. Coachella just did it a bit shit. Hologram, and then the camera zooms out to the crowd and like the lights flash, and it's just like 50-year-old men, the whole crowd, and they've all got their light sticks, and they're like da 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 da, and then they like sing, shout things in between the songs. It's crazy. Yeah.
Oh,
They're just
like,
there for the backup dancers, aren't they?
it's like looking into my future.
Yeah. And they're just like completely in love with her, and she isn't real.
That's crazy. Have you ever been to a foreign music? Because that's abroad, isn't it, Coachella?
Yeah, it's in America.
America.
Yeah, I have never been. And I watched a vlog. This is how I found out about Hatsun and Miku performing. And the alcohol is just so disgustingly expensive there. Like one round for 6 drinks, $150, $200.
That's crazy.
Oh, it's not as bad as what I saw online about the Grand Prix in Monaco. The food, some of the prices range between $150 to $300, and that is like football food. It's not.
Oh my god!
I don't know how you can get away with that. Like,
yeah, you've got people who can only eat there, and
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you can obviously charge what you want, but that takes the piss.
yeah, exactly.
Can you
I
imagine
know,
paying
obviously-
$150 for a hot dog?
I think it was. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it was like it wasn't things like luxurious. It was like nachos or something like that. Like, do you know what I mean? Yeah, that's absolutely mental.
But I guess that their target market is the people who live in Monaco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And those people.
And I'd imagine to pay for a food stall at one of those events because I think to get a stand just like Glastonbury or something, like you have to pay. It's in the tens of thousands for the weekend. So you're looking to like break even the first couple of days before you're actually in profit. So I hate it. Like,
Yeah,
must be
You're not wrong there. Actually,
it must be an insane amount like for prime spot at the for your fish and chips van at the Monaco Grand Prix.
Is Formula One interesting yet?
I've never got into it, to be honest.
Neither.
Because I know that one guy just wins every race, and I'm not sure if he stops winning. I think it's Red Bull.
Yeah, is it Lando Norris? Is it
Yeah,
that guy?
just
Yeah.
wins every race, and then you just watch who comes second. So it becomes really uninteresting.
Yeah, I can't say
then.
it's ever interested me. But there's people who are like passionate about Formula One and think football's really boring.
Yes.
So it's
Yeah, and they're weird.
yeah, strange people. Yeah.
So Harry, what's the latest Twitter drama? Mr. Reporter.
Mr. Reporter.
We got any of that?
I don't think there's any drama. I think we need people to start kicking off again.
Yeah,
It's getting a bit boring. Yeah.
I think now Q1's coming to a close and people have started making money again. I think they're actually focusing on their businesses instead of chatting
Gets
shit.
after Q1 and they're like, oh, maybe I should actually do some work rather than being on social media all day hating on people I have no idea about. Yeah, so not too much going on. I suppose we're getting back into the warmer weather now. We had a good lead posted in ATA the other day, which I think a few people got on. It was only up for 20 minutes because you know how we do. We don't like to oversaturate the supply on listings with the raffle bot, etc. And yeah, so it was a 10-foot pool. You know the best way ones that we were selling in
the
like
steel,
COVID.
the steel frame ones.
Yeah. I think it was £45 a unit.
Christ.
Their retail price 150. So whoever got some of those, they're out of stock everywhere now. So good luck trying to find them.
That's insane. And what's the Amazon listing going for at the moment?
It's quite. You know how this is the thing with pools. So it's not as easy as it says. You remember like the kayaks, right? The first year it was great because everyone didn't expect it to do so well. Second year, obviously, wholesalers absolutely flooded the listing like Tunde, where everyone got really annoyed because they were obviously getting it way cheaper than everyone else and holding it near retail price, which is fair enough. They can do whatever they like. But then, so I don't know. The price is quite low at the moment. I think it's like £100, which is still profitable, especially if you're not VAT registered. But obviously, can they keep up with that demand, especially as the UK sees a little bit of hot weather.
Yeah, well, it's great because next week, this weekend, in fact, is meant to be really hot, and
Yeah.
and literally stuff like pools, like really seasonal items, they fly off the shelves when the weather's good, and then they don't sell whatsoever when it's rainy because. Like our target market as Amazon sellers is people who are impulsive, who are like, "Oh, it's sunny today. Oh fuck, I need a swimming pool." Like people don't think, "Oh, it's going to be sunny. It might be sunny in 2 weeks' time, so let's get a swimming pool just in case." It's like, no, it's like you're living in the moment sort of thing, and that sort of impulsive purchaser is what we're, it's our target market because we're appealing to people who don't think ahead. They just want things immediately and are willing to pay for that privilege.
Exactly. Yeah, there was I looked at the data of it. So obviously when you first started out, it was all kind of gets posted in like a Telegram group and you're like, "Oh, I don't know how many to buy, but someone in there told me that it's going to sell really well, so I trust them." I actually looked at the data. Guess how many pools they sold in a week at £150 last year, Amazon.
So is this a particular brand of pool?
So it's the best way still 10-foot pool. I was looking through the keeper data and they you could see the stock movements for 1 week in June last year at £150.
I reckon 200.
Yeah, I was going to say 100.
It was 1,100 in a week.
And this is just one model of.
Yeah,
wow.
exactly. I dread to think how much they would have had that. Like they'd probably have it at a similar price to what we bought it at now, 40, 50 quid. So it's absolutely outrageous. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, seasonal items can be great if you're on the right listing and like obviously external factors like the weather are good, but it can go the other way. Like if there's some massive wholesaler on your listing holding it down with thousands in stock, obviously that's not going to go well for you. So a lot of it is, I mean, would you say it's more luck than judgment getting on the right listing? Or
yeah, I would say so. Because a lot of people messaged me when I posted it and then deleted it after 20 minutes. Like, how many should I get? Look, these looked insane last year. I go, well, this is a lot different from buying, against say like an 8-away where there's a lot of data and it's not impacted by seasonality. A few big sellers like Outdoor Splash, or other wholesalers come on the listing and selling at £90. You're selling near 15-20% ROI at best, and you might sell a lot of them, but barely any profit. So you can't really. It is more luck, really, but you just kind of have to trust that you're getting at such a good price, and the retail price is so much higher.
Yeah, no, I think actually for these sort of products, there's actually a good argument for keeping them at home and then either FBMing them because if like all the FBA sellers sell out, because I guarantee, so if the average price was 150 quid last year, there'll be people who send it into FBA now. If it's currently 100 quid, they might put it for like 110. And then what will happen is if there's a really hot day, it'll just be like, boom, everyone sells out in like an hour without any opportunity to update their pricing. But if you keep it at home and be like, right, if the demand does go crazy for it, I can then list it as a FBM, because if there's only FBM sellers on the listing, like people are obviously willing to wait a couple of days for it to be delivered. And the other option you've got then is Facebook Marketplace, because I mean, if we have a heat wave like we did a couple of years ago, like people want it immediately. Like next day prime delivery might not even be quick enough for these. Whereas if you've got local stock, you can literally have someone pick it up from you within an hour and be happy to pay for the privilege. And obviously that's cash in hand, which you'd obviously you would obviously declare to HMRC.
Make sure you do them a receipt and everything.
Of course.
But yeah, no, I think it favors newer sellers a lot more. Like I ordered like 50 of them. I'm not getting 50 delivered to my house to hold and sell locally and wait for the price. It's going straight in, and I will kind of just sell it like any other item, try and sell it for a good profit. And yeah, this is where people can make a decent amount of money if they play it right, like you just said.
So you guys, because last week we mentioned the algorithm changing for the buy box. Maybe FBMing is something that we're going to have to start doing now. So have you guys given that any more thought, or have you started FBMing some stuff?
So I've been FBMing in the US, but I'm yet to start in the UK. It just seems like too much hassle for me to have to handle it in the UK. But my prep center in the US, they've been fine with the FBM orders so far, but I've only had like 1 or 2. The problem with FBM is I would rather do it myself because it's so important that the orders go out on time.
Yeah.
that if you miss one, then suddenly you've got a yellow account warning on your account. That is that type of stress. But loads of people have been struggling with the buy box recently of having like 0% buy box wins. And I was speaking to a guy who specifically who uses Ascent, and he's like, what's going on? And he was on the Amazon seller forums, and they told him that it's a glitch affecting some people's accounts, and that they needed to manually go in and fix it. That some people just were winning 0% of the buy box.
Wow.
Yeah.
He messaged the MD and they sorted it out.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
got it back.
Yeah, he
Really
had
weird.
to email the managing director because he was getting 0% buy box wins, and they actually fixed it.
That's crazy. Like you'd expect just a copy paste reply
Exactly.
saying, "Oh, we take a lot for factors in,
Yeah.
a lot of factors into consideration for the featured offer or whatever."
Yeah, they actually fixed it.
So they confirmed that there was a bug with it. That's crazy.
Yeah, and I saw his Ascent buy box win percentage data, and it was like fluctuating between like 10-15%, and then it's just one day 0. It's just
it's crazy.
Yeah, just suddenly 0.
I definitely feel like the sales since that announcement, it was meant to come in the middle of April, like they're so inconsistent. Like sometimes have really, really good days and some days really bad days. Whereas like maybe a month or two ago, it was really like when relative to how much stock you have in Amazon, you're getting quite consistent days. I'm seeing it's so inconsistent now. Maybe I think it'll resolve itself over time though.
So would you recommend, if you think you're a victim of this bug, to manage to email the MD then?
Definitely, yeah. I don't know if they pushed out the fix to everyone. I mean, you'd hope so. They push out the fix to everyone.
Yeah.
But it's Amazon. Maybe they didn't.
Yeah.
So yeah, email them.
I might just email them to try and get a free sales boost.
Yeah, why not? Why not? And there's a new fee that's becoming a thing next week in Amazon US called a low-level inventory fee. You guys heard about this?
No.
It's meant to be coming to the UK as well, I swear.
Is
this
it?
one.
Oh no.
Well, but most things that start in the US come to the UK and the Amazon
Maybe I've
world.
just read so much about it. It's just like
Yeah.
blurred
No,
between.
it probably will come to the UK.
Yeah.
But so May 15th, I think, is the day it gets implemented. And essentially what it is Amazon will estimate how much stock for an item you need for 30 days. And then if you have less than that amount of stock, they're going to charge you an additional fee per unit that you sell.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I think they've adjusted it again recently.
Yeah, it was meant to start in April, but then they've deferred it till May, and any fees that anyone paid, they've refunded.
Yeah, I think because they got so much backlash that the increase in fees that everyone was paying, like obviously you're a massive seller, it was like apparently a huge increase on the bottom line. But apparently the only people, I read a summary of it, the people that are going to get done over the most are kind of the people who are kind of mid-level sellers that kind of been doing it a while. And yeah, like you said, sell probably under a month's worth of stock. The newer sellers, they said it's up to a certain amount. And once it goes over that amount, you're charged a surge charge. And if you've got way over, then you're not charged it as well. So
yeah, for your first 6 months of a new seller account, you don't pay low-level inventory fees. Or it might even be 12 months. So
that's crazy, because obviously not everything is replenishable. So can you not mark off the items that you're not expecting to replenish and they don't charge you for these, or is it for everything? Wow.
it is for everything. So I'm thinking, trying to plan a adjustment to the business, because the fees are quite significant. They're like an extra 60-70p per unit.
Oh wow.
that is quite a lot.
Yeah.
So for these swimming pools that are clearly going to be flying off the shelves when we reach like the peak of summer, no one's going to have enough stock to satisfy the demand of Amazon, so they're just going to charge more fees for them.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, if my new strategy should be, so when I think a product's kind of risky, I'll buy only a 15-day supply, test out the product. But now do I think if I want to test out the product, I actually just shouldn't buy it, because it's not worth getting only a 15-day supply of a
Is this for your US account?
Yes, yeah.
Well, you won't be charged low inventory fees for FBM, would you?
No.
So you could
Yeah.
still do it FBM
Yeah, I could.
and try it out. And then if it's flying off the shelves, just buy a
Yeah,
couple
you're
months
right.
worth.
You're right.
Well, there we go. It's another tick in the box
Yeah.
for FBMing over FBA,
Yeah.
isn't it? Maybe that's what we're moving towards.
And then I think I'm going to have to change my default. Usually I buy a month unless I think it's really good, and I'll get 45 days. I think now I've got to go, if I think it's good, I get 45-day supply. And if I think it's really good, I get like 2-3 months supply to try and avoid the low level inventory fee. But
it does seem like all the way the fees are going, it is just favoriting people who have been selling a long time.
Yeah.
They need to do more to. I think the bar's just getting higher. It's not necessarily hard like what we do is harder. It's basically the same.
Yeah.
It just gets a bit more complex over time, I think.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting. Am I going to start buying 3 months supply of things I think are good? Like, I'm not sure yet, but I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, I mean, this whole thing goes in cycles, doesn't it? Because obviously this is more barriers to entry, more annoying things that are happening, which is actually going to put a lot of people off from either starting, or maybe people who have just started are just going to think, fuck this. But then that's going to mean there's more money available for the people who stick it out, kind of thing. And then once that all starts happening, then more sellers will come in and go, oh, actually, maybe it's not so bad. And then Amazon's saturated, and then it's just, we've seen this cycle happen so many times up and down over the last few years, haven't we? So.
I definitely think this is the first time since COVID where I could notice the difference that are definitely a lot less people on listings. I think maybe last year, so when obviously remote work was still much of a thing post-COVID, I know a lot of people go back to the offices now. I definitely see less people on A2A listings, 100%. Like the spring deals was going up to 40, 50 sellers a listing. If you look at the ones from last year, it was like 150 to 200.
Yeah, there's these hair straighteners that I just can't help myself from buying each time.
It's nostalgia at this
just
point.
to feel something.
Remington something or other. I think it's like, oh yeah, you've purchased this 14 times before. But the thing is, it always comes good. The offer count always shoots up. But yeah, you just hold it out, because once Amazon revert back to their previous price, no one's restocking at a lower price.
And look, every time you buy it, the next time it's going to be better, because people pick on like, oh, the offer count goes up, so then they don't buy it the next time, and it so rapidly just goes down every time.
I honestly think I think it's been above 100 sellers every time it's dropped in price. I think everyone just does it for. I think it's like a UK meme
Just for a laugh.
now.
but the thing is that there's quantity limits on it, so you can only buy max of 3 anyway, or 9 if you have multiple buyers on your business account. But yeah, even so, it sells if it was an item that sells 20 a month, then by the time they drop the price again, some people aren't going to be sold out. But the offer count always shoots up, always comes back down. And I always think, when you're looking for the stability of a price of an item, don't look at how straight the buy box line is, because if it's only selling, if the buy box line is like this, but it's only selling 20 a month, if that offer count goes up by 20, then you're fucked. Whereas if it's selling 200 per month, if it goes up by 20, especially if it's an Amazon to Amazon where you can only buy 3 of anyway, that's only a week's worth of stock if it's selling 200 a month and another 60 get bought. So, so always look, you want sales volume, not necessarily buy box stability, I think.
Look beyond the seller count line. See how much stock everyone has. That's really important.
I don't think that's quite as catchy as go wide and not deep. You can work on a new catchphrase for you, I think, Gage.
So something interesting's happening next week as well. We've got to say bye to the Subway reward system. If you guys like Subway.
I never said hello to it.
Yeah,
Didn't know
I
it was a
got
thing.
to say, I don't remember the last time I had a Subway.
So the reason I bring it up is because it's actually one of the reasons I started coding things that I code now, like bots and monitors and stuff. Is back in the day, I just met my business partner Omar just through chatting shit, and he sent me a Python script that would generate free cookie vouchers for Subway. So if you did a survey on Subway, they would give you a free cookie. So he had this script that would just do all the surveys like constantly, and then just pump you out all the codes, and then you just go in store and you just give them the codes, and they just give you the cookies, right? So I loved getting cookies every week from the local Subway for free, and it actually inspired me to then look into how it worked and figure out how to do it for different things. So, and the Subway reward system is being removed next week.
Is that because you've been like spamming it?
I mean,
for
probably
the last.
Or your friend.
it's probably not me, but because I haven't done it in a while, truthfully. But I'm sure other people have been. And there was a big Discord server called I think like Boss Man Eats, right? Don't know if you guys heard of this. Huge Discord server, like 30,000 plus members. And you essentially pay a membership fee, and they have like a list of 15 different food providers, and they have scripts that will run like a survey or receipt code or whatever, and then you get the free reward at the end. So they did have one for Subway. You just do ! Subway or something, and then they just give you the cookie voucher. So that's probably more the reason. And the Discord server got banned recently, and anyone in the Discord server had their Discord account temporarily suspended.
Oh wow!
Oh wow!
So I wasn't in it.
Yeah. You obviously had one of your alt accounts.
Yeah. I have my own ways of getting the free food, but
so did the survey response have to be negative? Or
no, anything.
So you weren't ruining the staff Christmas parties or anything. Like that?
I mean, it wasn't my script, so who knows? But I hope not.
But yeah, no more free Subway cookies.
No more free Subway cookies.
One thing we did get last week, and may even this week as well, is free Pizza Express dough balls.
Yes. So O2 Priority, if you guys don't know, they do lots of good deals. $6.95 pizza from Pizza Express, and their pizzas are like £17 there. So got to go there after probably.
And then also the other one is you get free dough balls with a main pizza. So you get a pizza and dough balls for $6.95.
Absolutely mental.
Yeah. Get the honey dough balls. Unreal.
So if you guys don't have O2 Priority, all you need is a phone that isn't on like a contract. Pop the SIM out, go to your local corner shop, buy a £1 O2 SIM, pop it in, get the verification code when you download O2 Priority, and then as soon as you're logged in, just switch out your SIM. Done. £1, you've got O2 Priority. Every weekend you get a free sausage roll from Greg's.
And you'll be
the
20
deals.
kilos heavier next year.
Yeah.
It'd be good to have we've got the age and gender breakdown of our listeners. It'd be good to have weight as well. After this episode, it'll be
the views are going to be soaring.
And it's great if you want concert tickets and stuff, because often they release first for O2 Priority customers. So when I was reselling tickets, don't kill me. O2 Priority is a real big advantage because you just get it before you get the pre-sale. And I'm not even with O2. I'm with EE, and I use it every week.
It's pretty sick.
Okay, so yeah, Gage recently got a job at O2. If you, but no, yeah. So we heading to Pizza Express after this?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, $6.95. It's difficult to say no, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, my stomach's rumbling already.
Should we call it there?
So, what have you got planned with your mum for her birthday, which may or may not be this weekend?
Yes. So I called her on the way up because I haven't made any plans because I'm an awful son.
Well, don't tell her that.
Yeah.
You've got to say, I'm taking you to your favourite place. And she goes, to that one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's booked.
Harry, you've done this before.
Can you guess where I'm taking you?
Let's just hope my girlfriend's not watching.
I haven't got her a present either. Sorry, Mum. I know you're going to be watching this on Monday.
Well, hopefully you will have by the time she listens.
Yeah, hopefully. Or just do the old... it's in the post and it just hasn't come in yet. I hate when that happens. Like, give me a few extra days.
Yeah, I did that to my sister when I was like 15. And she was like, by the way, you said that it was in the post, it never came. It was like a year later, came around to her birthday. It was like, I never got that present last year. Oh, I should really chase the refund for that.
Yeah, no plans so far. I don't know why I do this to myself every year for every occasion, just to leave everything the last minute. Don't know if I get some sort of sick enjoyment out of being really stressed out and going like, oh fuck, it's the day before, I don't have anything planned. Probably go out to eat.
Amazon Prime?
Get on the piss up. Yeah. Amazon Prime makes it so easy.
A shout out on the podcast.
Yeah, shout on the podcast. Maybe go to Ben's football game. Up the IRA. Oh no, that's wrong abbreviation, isn't it?
I think that might be getting it.
No, so did you see Nigel Farage said that? Like 2 years ago, 1 year, 2 years ago?
No.
So have you guys heard of the platform Cameo?
No.
I've heard of it, but I don't know what it is.
So you can pay celebrities or influence to say things. So it's meant to be, if you really like Tom Cruise, you can pay £100 with a message, and he'll go, "Happy birthday, Ben! You're best offender ever," right? And then that's
a
the
good
message,
idea.
right? But Nigel Farage, he decided to go on to Cameo, and you could pay him, I think it was 50 quid, and he'd say anything you want. And he got one message where it was like, can't wait to go down to the pub with the boys, get the drinks in. Up the IRA.
He said it.
Yes.
That's so funny.
And then he was on the news, like they were telling him, like, do you think that's appropriate to say? And what they'd done was they in the message they had made him say I just before, and then he'd said up the Ra. But he said I before, so he didn't deliberately say up the IRA, but he was on the news and he was like, I didn't really know, but you could get him to say anything. He said like big chungus fungus.
Yeah, I've seen that one. Yeah.
They're just the weirdest stuff, and you think like this guy, ex-politician, like campaigned. Like he's one of the main reasons we're not in the European Union anymore.
I still remember that one from the day after. They did like a massive campaign at the side of the bus, like, oh, we're going to fund $500 million to the NHS, and then he came onto the news the day like it was announced that we were leaving the European Union. He goes, no, we're not going to do that. And he goes, well, it literally was part of your advertising campaign. It's like, yeah, I don't know what you're on about. We've never done that. And literally the pictures behind him, he's just denying it. It is funny.
Oh, that's politicians in a nutshell for you.
Yeah.
Nigel Farage actually spoke in a Chatham House Assembly when me and Seb were there, yeah. Which this must have been like 20 years ago. So because he was he always went for the seat in North Thanet, which is obviously where you still live. Yeah, he came in and obviously he was like a caricature then. Like it still is now arguably, but yeah, it was like obviously we never knew how kind of big he was going to become. But literally spoke in an assembly. It was him, some Tory guy and a Labour guy.
Wow, that's interesting because I think when UKIP was running and he was still the head of UKIP, the only seat they won in the whole of the UK was North Thanet.
So I don't think I'm not sure he actually won it.
Did he not?
No, I think there was rumours of some meddling with some postal votes.
Really?
Because I think that the establishment really didn't want him to get in because obviously he's got views which some viewers may find offensive.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I think he narrowly missed out on the seat because it's an area with very high immigration, so you've got lots of people who are against that and things. But I don't think he ever actually got the seat, but he was I think he was like MEP or something.
So it was manipulating of numbers. Who would have thought?
Alleged.
Yeah, allegedly. Who would have thought your vote doesn't count?
Get down the polling stations.
I remember, some sneaker groups. Well, I don't think it was some, but I remember one specifically. They got a porn star on Cameo to like shout out their sneaker group, and I thought that like getting a celebrity just to say anything that is a big power to have, and you can use that to promote what you're selling.
Yeah.
I'm almost certain there was someone that did it on Twitter for a reselling group, Amazon group, got Tom Skinner to do it. And then he went, a bash.
Oh, lovely. I love that guy. I still want to go to the cafe he goes to every morning.
What is it? Dino's?
Dino's. He says that like every morning he gets like a pie and 2 mash, like just to start off the day, like a steak and kidney pie, 2 mash and veg at 5 in the morning at Dino's Cafe. I mean, how the fuck can you do anything after that?
There's been some days I've seen that he's had like a chili con carne, like 4 a.m. in the morning.
How do you go about your day after that? I literally do not know.
You would need to nap by the side of the motorway.
Straight away. There's no way I'd be able to do the rest of my day on that.
So where's your where are you going to be napping on the way home today?
Just before the Dartford crossing. That's my new favourite spot. And not a lot of people there. Toilets are all right. Yeah, it works. I love how I actually have this planned out now every time.
So it's Pizza Express with the offer, yum yum,
yep,
and then nap on the way home.
Yeah, but they only had 1 yum yum from Wenzel's on last week's because usually I get 3.
3 yum yums. Fat bastard.
To stock up throughout the day. Because really they're the highlight of my week. I kind of want to extend them a little bit. They are so good.
I think a lot of people won't know what Wenzel's is because it's only based in and around London. It's such a scam because it's much better than Greg's. Don't kill me.
Yeah, it's. I had an interesting thing happen to me while I was ill. So this professional poker player messaged me and was asking about how to get onto.
He was asking for tips.
Yeah, definitely not. Like serious professional player, because he wants to play on different sites that you're not allowed to play on in the UK. So like some sites that are only available in Canada, and they're extremely profitable because there's so many bad players on them.
So professional poker player who hasn't heard of a VPN, basically.
No, because you can't use a VPN on these places because they're like, it's a gambling website. They're strict on security. So we've been like trying to fish up various methods to get it working. We did actually get it working. And he showed me his friend's graph, and he'd made like 1.5 million on this site in 1 year because it's just so weak. There's just so many weak players.
So are you playing on there now?
I mean, for me, it doesn't make a fucking difference because if I'm shit, I'm shit. Maybe I'm slightly less shit if I go play in Canada, but so yeah, I'm getting some one-to-one coaching sessions with him now, and he's like actually a serious professional poker player.
That's so cool.
So
maybe business trip to Canada then.
Yeah.
Well, you wouldn't want to go there now, not with the Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef. Did you see that his security guard got shot?
Yes,
at his own house.
I did see that. Are you informed on the Kendrick Lamar Drake beef?
I've seen the headlines, but I don't know the ins and outs.
To be honest, not really me either.
No, they're just beefing each other. I don't even really know what about.
Well, Kendrick says that Drake's a
yeah, but then he turned around and did a reply to that and said, well done for falling for the bait, because I purposely leaked certain information from like someone, and it was all set up. So he had to apparently he's had to edit the framework of the album because half of the stuff in there is just completely fake.
Oh, really?
So, and then
that is a good way of finding out who a potential leaker is. Leak different things to different people and see what actually gets out.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then 2 days later, one of his security guards gets shot. So I think they found the mole.
Christ.
Yeah, I think like Kim Kardashian or someone did that, where they had a baby and then they sent the baby pictures to different baby pictures to each of their friends, and then they saw which one ended up in the tabloids, and then they know this is the person leaking all the shit.
Yeah. That's like the US version. We get a bit more of a B-Tech version. We get Jamie Vardy, wife, and Wayne Rooney's wife.
I do actually know a bit about that because of the Prime documentary.
Didn't she? She put up basically one. You know those private stories, and she added only her, and then that picture got leaked, and she's like, "Well, you can't deny it." I actually don't know what the judgment came of that, but they went to court, didn't they?
Yeah, I think Vardy's wife won, didn't she?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. What wasn't it? It was called Wagatha Christie or something.
Yes.
Like that.
Yes.
Yeah, so every time Vardy is playing, he just gets absolutely abused. Like, Jamie Vardy, your wife's a snitch or something like that.
Yeah, didn't the Rooney tweet it's ... Rebecca Vardy? Or
yeah,
that was the big reveal, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was funny. Yeah, so that's basically the UK version of the American beef.
Drake versus Kendrick.
No one gets shot. Maybe gun control works.
Yeah, no, it's just. Oh no, actually, we won't go into that. Let's move on to.
Yeah, this touchy topic, then.
Yeah, let's edit that. Cool, but we've only been talking 3 hours.
Yeah, I think we can wrap it up here.
Yeah, the weather's nice, and we're off to Pizza Express.
Yeah, well, say no more. We'll end it there. Harry's hungry, so catch you next week.
Thank you all.
See ya.
Goodbye.